You could never be not say your friend when you're the bonnet. Ghana memo ye buye ne ye pe controlling, centrane, treasure Ghana man and pesa money. Kofi babone, me boko ko jani bonnet. The masanti bote nature Ghana man say munti, mini, or bra for me wafa hundi, from Mamodi Momu Jumedi Munkunimidi, no say. Yangara assassini e ya body de mayen mujana nanan mi hwegunyade to homayen domyen buayen jeyen adu mene wo so say yen so be ye biato aso mu aso kata so omanyi mudi e maso ene e bisa de waye mo magana wo beka lawyer for doctor for mami misa nurse for ready for driver for mami misa fita for ekwa for tailor for mami misa baba for soldier for teacher for mami misa suku for rap for Ghana rap so for me say me straight o man for unyina monye baako fi say yete fa baye wo say we baako anebu okambo mo embu krobe asante totopo map beba is the motto yemfa koto loto manyi mo frane yesi munya to boase ne ahombrase ogoni nidie na mo nkoto bible chese di weja ne wonani nkwana so ware wasase so enti munya brebre Ghana yemi ne odia se kambo mo ne bi
captains of industry are here. Both my high commissioners are here, actually. Let me also acknowledge the presence of the wife of the Spanish ambassador here, who's a great culture and arts ambassador as well here. Thank you. And also Samir, the daughter of Nkrumah himself, also in our midst here. So really Ghana is already at the forefront of African nations trying to change the narrative, leading through deepening democracy on the continent, embracing the digital transformation, and articulating a vision, very bold. They say pictures tell 1,000 stories, but stories actually change narratives.
I'm sure we've all been children before. Those of us that have been children before, can I see by hands, please?
We cannot but applaud any initiative in the sector of culture, and particularly such initiative which help us to tell the story, to retell the story, to share the story, an African story, and an international story, an universal conversation that we need, that we have the responsibility to share with the new generation and the old one, to update, to refresh.
To start with, it coincided with a project that I have started myself. I started writing about our experience with our father. I thought, no, the family must put something down about the man. Everybody knows the public figure, the statements, some of his writings, but who is the man behind that figure, that African hero? He started building a house. This house today is Pidwasi Lodge, which he gave to the state. And I feel the young generation must know these little stories. So when Latif came to tell me he's doing this, the second coming of Nkrumah, I said, we must support it. And when I say we must support it, I'm not talking as a follower of Kwame Nkrumah. Of course I'm an Nkrumahist by conviction, not just by birth. I've never hidden that fact. But you know something? I am bored with the discourse of the Nkrumahists and the anti-Nkrumahists, and I feel that in Ghana today and in Africa, we need to put the past, the negative past behind us.
Our independence will be meaningless unless it's linked up with the political emancipation of Africa and the entire world.
Today, from now on, there is a new Africa in the world. Unquote. We believe in that. We adopted it, and thus we are creating the Pan-African world, the Mecca of Africa, the spiritual home of all Africans, and what shall ultimately be seen as the biggest theatrical venture on the African continent.
We are poised, ladies and gentlemen, for what promises to be the biggest display of theatre across the continent of Africa. Joining me, we have the CEO of Kingdom Exim Group. Your name, boss?
My name is Dr. James Rajamani. I'm the CEO of Kingdom Exim Group.
I'm Peter Mensah, Head of Marketing and Corporate Affairs, Kingdom Exim Group.
In your view, what do you think would need to push a production like this?
Definitely this play, we need to bring the vision of Kwame Nkrumah back again.
What do you think this particular production would have in terms of an impact on young people?
Looking at Nkrumah, somebody who is so selfless, you can hear that from the remarks made by Samia Nkrumah, somebody who founded his own house and at the end of the day has to give back to the state. It's something we must look at. That symbolic act represents patriotism.
What kind of role do you think it would play?
So, I mean, first of all, two things here. The importance of arts, culture, the creative storytelling in national development, it's absolutely irreplaceable. And so this kind of work is really important. And I think if we're thinking about the future and making Ghana fit for the future, the role of the creatives industry, we've seen what it's done in some other places like Nigeria. This is just low-hanging fruit here. And so we have to support this.
For a story like that of Kwame Nkrumah, it's very significant to us. But then what's most significant is using that story to make a difference. To what extent do you think we'll be able to achieve this?
Firstly, if the Africans, we wouldn't tell our stories to the world, then nobody else would. And Africa has had many heroes. And Kwame Nkrumah was one of the top African heroes. It's very important for Africa to tell his story, especially to today's generation. Because of the personality he had, there is so much to learn from him. And this is, I think, where IPMC is also coming to support this.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
In March 2023, at the center of the Earth, a new world will be created, the Pan-African world. And the Earth will witness the biggest annual migration and gathering of continental Africans, igniting the spirit of Pan-Africanism. Over 50,000 people across the globe will migrate to the Pan-African world, the Mecca of Africa, spiritual home of Africans. This is to witness what the world has never seen before, a month of magnificent display of theatre, arts and culture, backboned by the biggest theatrical venture in the history of the African continent, the second coming of Nkrumah.
Ghana, your beloved country is free forever.
Projecting the importance of unity, self-reliance and selflessness, taking Ghana and Africa to the world. Led by Samia Nkrumah, birthed by the African Festival in partnership with UNESCO and supported by the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, and in search for valuable founding members, organizations and partners. This could be you. Yes, you, the second coming of Nkrumah, creating change, tackling SDGs.